The agreement had some measures, and on the other side we also have measures that were already in the Socialist Party's program, as well as in Bloco's program or the Communist Party's program. So in this case, we don't actually need an agreement. These measures will come forward easily. But what we had to this point, what we have to this point, is we managed to cancel all the exams in the primary school. We didn't have them since the dictatorship, and then the last government introduced these exams again. We're talking about kids that are 6 years old or 8 years old, 10 years old, so it's the end of the primary school. And we just decided not to have them anymore, starting this year. Plus, we had a vote in favor of finally gay adoption. This bill was in the parliament several times in the past 4 years, and as well, finally, we managed to pass that. We also had a vote on the end of the previously concessions and privatization in the transport sector. So the previous government gave away the operation of Lisbon and Oporto public transports, and we're now trying to somehow get them back to the public ownership, and that bill also passed in the parliament, so it's a matter of time. So far it's what we have. We have 2 or 3 weeks of parliament, so far so good. We managed to reverse some of the most important right-wing measures. We reached an agreement with the Socialist Party concerning the minimum wage, which is now around 505 euros. And so we wanted the minimum wage to be 600 euros in 2016. During the negotiations, this was not really possible, but what we determined is minimum wage has to be 600 euros by 2019, and until then it must grow 5% every year, minimum. So at least people must see their wage grow by 5% every year. Of course, if we manage to have more, that will be perfect, but it's a minimum standard in what concerns wages. So this is one of the priorities. We also want to reverse the privatization of TAP, which is the airline company, now in process, so we hope to do it soon enough. We set in this agreement with the Socialist Party that no other concessions or privatizations will be allowed. So it's the end of the process for Portugal. It has been a quite violent process for the past 4 years. And we also have an agreement on giving back some money to people. So wages or salaries for public employees, I'm not sure what's the term, public servants, they were cut during the next year, the past years, and we want to give the wage back 100% by the end of the next year, according to what the Constitutional Court actually decided. So I want to meet the Constitution. Second, there is an extra tax on everyone's, the normal tax on income, and we want to eliminate 100% of that extra tax on everyone's incomes. And we are now negotiating if this is possible, but we want this to happen already in 2016. There is a law saying by how much the elderly, the pensions should grow according to inflation. And what happened a few years ago is that that law was frozen, so the pensions actually lost value for the past 4 years. We managed to agree on putting that law back, so we'll see some kind of raise in pensions, at least according to the expected inflation. In these negotiations, there were some topics we didn't reach an agreement, namely how to fight precarity in jobs and workers. Public debt, how do we restructure that, and if we should do it and how should we do it. Also some energy measures, how do we lower the energy bill for people in general. Electricity bill is quite expensive. So because we didn't have an agreement, we'll have these working groups. Public debt is one of them. The idea is to study the external debt, private and public, and to present some reports. So we have a constant follow-up of what's going on with the public debt and to try to find some alternatives and some solutions to solve the problem, because it's really strangling the economy right now. They wouldn't meet the fiscal compact rules anyway. So this is not because of security, and even the discussion on security is quite a difficult one, but it's not because of the security expenses. They are not meeting the criteria. It's because the criteria doesn't make any sense, and countries in the middle of a crisis or recovering from a crisis, and with the Eurozone in stagnation, it's not easy for any country to meet this criteria. So it's just one more excuse to stop them from looking and from actually doing what they should do. They're looking at this fiscal compact and understanding that it's a law that doesn't make any kind of sense in the economic context of the Eurozone.